I'm DS Benbow. Welcome to the Marketing Brief, where we talk about and problem solve functional aspects of business, marketing, and people through the lens of product marketing. We do this through a combination of interviews, how-tos, and alternate scenarios. So at the Marketing Brief, we'll have our conversations, we'll have our interviews, we'll have our stories in the context of the Marketing Brief construct. So messaging and stories. So what does that mean? Messaging and stories means, how do you build a message framework? What is the vision? What is the positioning? How do you do this in the context of compete, etc.? How do you build stories, short stories, long stories? In the context of brand, this means, how do I build a brand? What does that brand mean? What does it represent? What is my promise to customers? And how do customers perceive me? And how do I know how they perceive me? The funnel. Lots at the top, some at the bottom, equal customers. How do you get those at the top? How do you manage through the funnel? How do you activate, turn those folks who come into the top of your funnel through awareness, through interest, through trial, and convert to customers? What are some of the best practices for doing that? And then your customer. Who is your customer? What does that audience look like? Have you crafted personas? And what do those personas look like? How do you make personas? And then once you've made them, how do you activate a persona in the context of a marketing motion? And speaking of motion, we'll also be talking about go-to-markets. And go-to-markets are the big motion around how do you take this product or this service to market through a campaign, through a launch, through a trial. How do you do that? And what are all of the levers involved? And how do you think about it? How do you measure it? How do you track it? And then distribution, which is another way of saying, how are you getting your product or your service to the customer? Is it direct? Is it through a channel? And if it's through a channel, how are you managing and measuring the channel? If it's direct, how are you activating the funnel directly? If it's through your distribution channel, then how does that funnel look in the context of driving your business forward? So all of these things and more we'll be talking about on the Marketing Brief, and super excited to be having these conversations. That's all for this episode. And remember, your craft is your muscle. Work it out. What you've seen in this show, you're interested in product marketing, understanding the nuts and bolts and how to build yourself as a craftsman, please subscribe to the channel, hit like on the videos, turn on your notifications so that you can get more great content from the Marketing Brief.